Terence, shall we start?
Sure.
Okay, good evening everyone. Thank you for joining us in our episode 3 of Hello, I'm an Author.
Hello.
AMA. So what does AMA stand for? It stands for Ask Me Anything. Alright, so this is an episode where we have curated specially for you in times of crisis like us, where we invite our guest authors to share their expertise with you in this series. So for today, the topic is on becoming a valuable professional in times of crisis. And our guest author is none other than Terence Chiew, who has written the book, Most Valuable Professional. All right, so for those who are watching, we will really love your participation. So first and foremost, if you have any questions, burning questions on this topic, please post them as a comment in the comment box. At the same time, please help us to share this Facebook Live video so that more people can watch together and learn together. And of course, help us to like this video to encourage us. Okay. So you can share the video by inviting your friends, or you can share to the Facebook groups that you are in. All right. So if you post questions, just bear in mind this evening we are going to give away 3 copies of Most Valuable Professional given to viewers who post questions to Terence. All right. So we will conduct this lucky draw at the end of the session, and I'll contact you all separately. The book will be posted to you. Right, so if you want to get your hand at this book, post your questions. Now, who's our guest author today? He's none other than Terence Chiew. Okay, this is the book that he has written, Most Valuable Professional. He's the managing director for Pitt Asia Private Limited, a performance consultant and employability coach, helping team leaders to turn individuals with solo mentality into a winning team with collaborative mindsets. He's the author of Most Valuable Professional, What Every Employee Ought to Know About Staying Employable. And Terence is also the winner of the Best Personal Brand Award given out by Marketing Institute of Singapore, MIS. Okay, let me see if there's any questions coming in. Okay, so don't be shy. I can't see y'all, but you can see me. So if you have any questions, all you need to do is just to type in the comment box. And our topic today is becoming a valuable professional in times of crisis. Okay. So the fact that the world is in crisis right now need no further elaboration. Yep. With the crisis, all the global economy has been hit. In fact, MAS has projected that Singapore will enter its worst recession in recent memory. Along with economy not doing well, companies will not be doing well. And we will start to see more and more companies having to let go and to release their staff in order to cut costs. So retrenchment will be on the rise, which is going to disrupt a lot of the way we work. So I will start with the first question to Terence. Okay, Terence. So with the current situation now, what do you think will be happening to the job market in the coming months?
What's going to happen? As you know, as you have mentioned earlier on, the latest macroeconomic review by MAS released last April that Singapore is going into recession, and this recession is going to be much serious than the previous recessions because of the ongoing pandemic. Certainly in any recession, it's going to hit the job market very bad, but this time around it hits quite a couple of sectors. So for job market, there will be some industries that are being affected gravely. But having said that, there are also some industries that are growing, just for example, like healthcare and logistics and some online delivery stuff. So I mean, in any kind of a recession, right, there will be certain industries and certain sectors that are affected. Okay, that will slow down. Okay, there are some that are still hiring. Yeah. So
Right. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, it's unless the whole economy really in a slump, but based on the recession, I mean, based on my own observation and my encounter, I think let's go back to Asia financial crisis, 1997, 1998. Okay, that time was recession and it was a huge unemployment rate, and then after that, in 2003, SARS as well, and then 2009, the Lehman Brothers. So they are quite, and this is the next one. So it seems that every recession, there'll be companies are affected. They will start to cut their manpower. They will start to reduce their manpower and also the office space as well. But there are some companies that are not so affected by the recession. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that. Yep. I think a couple of economies has also been projecting that the retrenchment in Singapore might hit a high of 45,000. So that's quite a worrying sign. So, Terence, if currently our viewers are not in the industries that are so-called doing well right now, a couple which you have mentioned, which is the healthcare and maybe the online business, I think the biggest question on their mind really is there is obviously a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, many of them have or may going to be placed on no pay leave, half pay leave, in order to help the company survive. So in the midst of this uncertainty, what can they do to remain valuable to their company?
Okay, I mean, if let's say currently you are still employed, I have this piece of advice for you. Make yourself valuable, and in such a way that be a more productive worker as before. Okay, that means you need to be proactive. You need to take up new projects. You need to work with you need to engage with your manager or your leader much more, and then to help them solve the problems, because you see, every company they have their own bottom line to hit. Okay, and then the leaders or the managers, they also need to have to meet the bottom line as well. So if let's say you are still working now, my advice is to be more proactive in working closely with your boss and or your leaders or even the managers to help them identify what are the things that contribute to the bottom line, because you are also part of the contributor as well. So if let's say they see that you are somebody that is very forthcoming and willing to help to solve the problem, okay, then the chances of you getting displaced, being retrenched, it's lesser. But having said that, okay, I need to put a disclaimer, because there are people who are still contributing, and due to the business due to business being affected by the ongoing crisis, they are still being let go. Okay, so the thing here is that if you happen to be in that situation, it's not how deep you fall, it's about how quickly you actually pick yourself up and move on. Yeah, the key here is employability. As I always emphasize to all my clients, all my friends, that staying employed is not good enough. You need to be employable. When saying that employable, meaning that from today, within the span of 3 months or even like 6 months, okay, can you go to another job? Or can you get something? Yeah, to find work. So that is employability.
Right. Right. So from what I'm hearing, I think there are two big areas right now. One is, of course, staying employed if you can, which means continue to keep your job. And in order to do that, rather than being always on the receiving end and being passive, I think employees need to be more active now, especially in engaging your management, your bosses, and really to find out from them what are the different areas they can contribute to the company, right? And if that fails, I've heard of companies that revenue have grounded to zero. If you're in the events industry or in the travel industry, these are the very badly hit industries where revenue grounded to zero. Then there will come a time where the company may have no choice but to release you. Then your next immediate concern really is to stay employable, so that you can bounce back and get into and to get another job. All right. But before that, I want to welcome our viewers who have just joined us. So hi Stuart, hi John, hi Guo Yao, hi Janet, hi Andy. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. If you're joining us, if you're watching this video right now, can you help us to share this video with your friends, invite them to watch together and learn together, as well as to share to the Facebook group that you're in. So the topic today is becoming a valuable professional in times of crisis. All right. So a quick reminder, please post your questions in the comment box. At the end of the show, 3 lucky winners will walk away with a copy of Terence's book, which is Most Valuable Professional. Okay. So to post your question, you just need to type it in the comment box. Once I can see it, I'll be able to help you post the question to Terence, and then he'll be able to respond to you. Okay. Hi Jamie. Okay. Terence, on back to the topic of becoming valuable to the company, you actually have a couple of areas that you want to share about viewers. So let me do a share screen right now.
Okay, thank you, Kok Hwa.
Okay, I hope everyone can see this. Yeah, I want to invite Terence to share a bit on this about what are the things we can do to remain valuable.
Okay, thanks, Kok Hwa. I just want to share with you, based on my years in the space of career coaching and also in the years of doing training, I realized that there are some things, that a lot of job seekers or job holders, or even like if you're self-employed, okay, some people can really get jobs very easily, while some others they don't. Now, those people who got jobs easily because they have some things that they really do well, okay, and then to help them become valuable. When I say valuable, meaning that they are being perceived as someone that are able to contribute, okay, and able to create value to the organization or even to their clients. If let's say you are an independent practitioner, okay, so these are the 6 things that people, okay, that they really do well to become a valuable professional. Okay, when I say valuable professional, it can be like you are in a company itself and you are under the payroll. You can also be someone that is an independent. People like myself, okay, as an independent practitioner, as a consultant or freelancer. Okay, so what are the 6 things? Okay, first of all, okay, the first thing is that you must be able to build, okay, strong relationships with the stakeholders of different personalities. Having said that, because in my own observation, I have served many managers and also leaders, and there are some leaders, when they leave a company, their people will feel very sad, okay, and they will feel so such a loss, okay, that I've lost a good leader, and then they might even want to follow the leader where the leader wants to be, or going to next place. Well, on the other hand, there are also leaders, okay, I won't say leaders, but I'll say managers, okay, that when they leave, and then their people will stay behind and clap because they will rejoice because finally they got rid of somebody. Now, why is that so? Because we're talking about personalities. When someone that is very likable, that someone that are able to build good relationship with anybody, in the company itself. Stakeholders can be your peers, can be your immediate bosses, and also can be your suppliers as well. So that is the first thing I realized, that they are able to do it, okay, just because that they have a very likable personality. And the second thing I realized, okay, these people, how they become valuable and able to get jobs so easily, they have a growth mindset, okay. Having growth mindset meaning that they don't think of they don't go to the boss, like for example, hey boss, how about this thing, how to do, I don't know, I mean, just put it in such a way. Now, bosses don't like this. Okay, bosses want you to go into having a solution. So whenever this person goes to the boss, you just, okay, how can I actually do it? And then the person will just, okay, what happens if this thing doesn't work? How can I actually make it work? That is a growth mindset. So that's the second thing. Now, the third thing is this group of people, they are very good in adapting to a new environment, okay, and then they change positively and they spot opportunities that others stress. Okay, now I just want to share with you my own personal journey, because when I was in a corporate, within the span of 4 years, where I've moved 5 departments, and not because that not because that I was given, okay, the opportunities, so to speak. When I wasn't given the opportunities when as a first priority. My seniors were given, but they refused to stay in to move on. So what I did was I spotted opportunities for me to learn new skills and to learn new knowledge. So I move on. And in the span of 4 years, I went to 5 departments, and today those 5 departments that I've served, in fact, the skills I've acquired, the knowledge, have helped me in my current job. Okay. Next, okay, I realized that becoming valuable, you need to really work on an EQ. Okay. Having a strong IQ, not enough. Okay, but you need to be able to have an EQ to handle challenging situations, and you must also be able to lead, okay, and influence others regardless of age, position, okay, because organizations, they are looking for leaders. Okay, it doesn't matter what rank you are. If let's say you are given a job, let's say a project by your team manager, or maybe they ask you to do, would you like to take up this role as a team leader? Okay, say yes first, okay, and worry later. Why? Because the opportunity is given to you, and there must be something that the boss sees in you that you have not seen. Okay, so take the opportunity to lead and influence others. And last but not least, pay forward. I mean, you need to help. You need to help others to grow and become the best version of themselves. Because when you are able to help, then people will be able to see that you are somebody that is able to contribute. So in totality, I find that these are the 6 things that have helped people to be valuable. And these are the things that I am also using it on my own business as well. I mean, as an independent consultant, as a practitioner.
Right. Thanks for sharing, Terence. Yep. So once again, the 6 areas that Terence has shared about how we can all become valuable. Firstly is to relate. Second is having a growth mindset. Third is to have to be adaptable. Fourth is having high emotional intelligence. Fifth is to lead, and of course to help. All right. Thanks. So great. We have Cynthia who has just posed us a question. Just give me a minute. Yep. So for the rest of our viewers, do help us post your question in the comment box. So 3 of you is going to walk away with this book, Most Valuable Professional, which is written by Terence, in a lucky draw at the end of today's Facebook Live. Okay. At the same time, please help us to share this video so that more people can watch and learn together. So I'm going to pick up Cynthia's question. I'm going to ask Terence. So Cynthia asked, some people do their best and have tried these 6 things. But they are still feeling stuck and trapped because things are changing so fast in the sector at an unprecedented rate, and hence they feel exhausted. Yeah. What advice can you give to this group of people, Terence?
Okay. Thanks for asking the question, Cynthia. Now, when you say that it's very exhausted, firstly, okay, are these people suffering burnout? Because there's something that is called burnout, or we call it a career fatigue. They can do all this, but they will come to a point that they will find that, hey, whatever that I'm doing might not be that purposeful anymore, might not be meaningful anymore. So what you need to do is that if you realize, that you've been doing this, and if you feel like you are so tired, then it's time for you to really sit down and look at, firstly, okay, one thing first you need to look at is your career values. Okay, because your values initially when you join, okay, join the company, the values that you had okay, when you first join the company, and the value that that you're holding now might have changed. So there might be there are people like that I've seen that they're totally burned out, especially those in the mid-career or in the 40s and above. Yeah, because they have been day in, day out, they've been doing it, and they're clocking the hours, and they're doing all the 6 things. Okay, the thing here is they will still suffer that kind of a burnout. So you need to understand what actually triggered that, and you need to look into that specific area. Okay, yeah. So once so you need to find a root cause first. I mean, if you really find that if it's something that you are stuck, you must know why are you stuck. Okay, and first of all, why am I stuck? Okay, and what am I going to do about it? Yeah, because there are a lot of people, again, they are stuck in the position, they refuse to do anything. Let me explain to you why. Because it's understandable, because that they have too much at stake on their plate. They might have aging parents, they might have a family, and they are the sole income earner at home. And then they might have come to a point where they are in a seniority, okay, that they are earning, so in a senior position, earning a very decent income, okay. So the thing here is they are stuck, okay, they're doing it, and they want to move on. Okay, so the key thing is if you want to move on, are you willing to move on? Because recently I met a client, okay, client was doing very well, okay, everything was doing well and earning a very decent income, okay, as a senior leader. But the thing here is that the environment in the office itself is very toxic, okay, very toxic, as in that the colleagues are not very cooperative, and this person finds that there's no growth, and there's actually at the same time this person started out to explore what's happening in the market, and then work with a headhunter, and the headhunter in fact got a new opportunity, and without that knowing, so-called after a few months, okay, of conversation with the headhunter, this person have decided to move on, the role. So if you are stuck, you need to find out why am I stuck, and what am I going to do about it. And if I know what I'm going to do about it, am I going to do it? A lot of people get stuck, but they just don't want to do anything. Yeah, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. But once you take a jump, then you start to find that things might not be that so-called bad, because we're all fearful. It's the fear of the unknown, it's the uncertainty, especially in times like this. Okay, there's no more job security, but there are job opportunities. Yeah, and the opportunities will only favor people that are prepared, and people are willing, to take a step. That's my take now.
Which then leads back to the 6 areas that you talked about earlier about being adaptable. I can also see having the growth mindset. Yep. So typically people who feel stuck most of the time tend to have a fixed mindset where they feel that there is nothing they can do about it. So it's a bit about your mindset issue as well. So this period of time, I think the crisis come on fast and furious. Yeah. It kind of would also magnify a lot of the existing issues that most people will face at the workplace. Yeah. If you already had a toxic culture, toxic environment, it shows even more in times like this. If your leader has been not a very kind leader and has been toxic, I think with work from home, it might even get even worse, because they don't even see you in office anymore. So these are the things that I think I like your point about we need to identify what is the root cause. And after identifying the root cause, then being able to really act on it and to address it rather than just to sit on it. All right. So for those who have just joined us, welcome. Welcome, Angie. Hi, Andrew. Simon, Terence, thanks for joining us. Yep. We are interviewing Terence Chiew, who is the author of The Most Valuable Professional. The topic today is becoming a valuable professional in times of crisis. All right. I hope that you all can post your questions to Terence in the comment box. Yeah. At the same time, please help us to share this video with more of your friends as well as your Facebook group so that more people can watch. We have another question, Terence. So This question comes from Per. Thank you, Per. Her question is an ideal state of helping others, yeah? But there are a number of people who may be unwilling to receive help or are too egoistic to accept help. Any advice on managing such people?
Okay, when you find that when they are not willing to accept help, okay, I mean, in the context of work, okay, like when helping, okay, sometimes I think it's okay. Not, I mean, we need to ask the person whether the person needs help or not. I mean, if let's say the person doesn't really need help at all, okay, then we need to take a step back. Yeah, I mean, if let's say you are being too kind hearted, you know, then you want to extend your help, but make sure that when you want to help people, first thing, okay, you need to help yourself first. When I'm saying this, at work, help yourself, that means to make sure that you need to be able to perform your work well first before you can extend help in others. Yeah, that is one thing. If you're doing your job well, if you think that okay, you're done, you can help the other person first. But when you want to extend the other person help, then what you can do is like for example, Kok Hwa, I realized that that you have this some challenge in this project itself. Is there any way that that I can actually extend help to you? Is there any way that I can actually support you? Now, if that person says that no, I'm good, some people are damn egoistic, right? So, no, I'm good. I don't need any help. Okay, I mean that's fine. Then at least you take it back, because at least you have done it. Now in this world, okay, there are people who really need help. There are people who really think that they do not need help, and there are people who don't need help at all. I mean that's absolutely fine, you see. But as long as you find that this person, I mean, it depends on what kind of relationship. If you find that if you are managing somebody and this person, that you are a leader or a manager and you want to extend your help, to mentor, to guide this person, and this person refuses to change, then first thing first, you need to take stock. How long are you going to keep this person in your team? Because this person ultimately, is going to affect the bottom line. So you need to have a conversation with that person and to find out, because everything happens for a reason. Yeah. So I hope I have answered the question.
So I learned that I'm basically like clapping. It takes two hands to clap. So while we may be big-hearted and we want to offer help, more often than not, for it to happen, the other party needs to accept help. So there needs to be an offer and an acceptance. And that really depends on whether the other party feel that they need help in the first place. But if the person is your subordinate, then I guess as a team leader or as a boss, you would then really need to sit down and to offer feedback. Because if the help that this person is not receiving causes impact on the performance, then obviously that's not a very healthy state. And that's where as the boss, you need to give them feedback and to let them know why they need help and how the help is going to help them improve their performance. Right, Terence? Yeah. Thanks, Pearl. Okay, so continue your questions by posting them into the comment box. Next, we have Zupon. Zupon asked a question about how about those who just move into a new role and may not be able to provide solutions immediately? What must he do to become an MVP?
Okay. Thank you for the question. So when you say move on to a new role, okay, it takes time, because to become an MVP is not overnight. Okay, it takes time. It is always good to, I mean, it's okay to say that no, I do not have a solution, but it's fine, because if a man claims to know all the answers, he hasn't all the questions yet. That's always, I always tell my participants or even my clients. But the thing here is, it's actually the effort that counts, your willingness. If that person finds that you're very sincere, that you really do not know, the solution, okay, then you can. It doesn't matter, but you can become a supportive role itself. What I mean is that, okay, I mean, I'm sorry, I mean, I do not have a solution right now, but if let's say you have any solution, whatever, then I'll be very happy to support you, I mean, in executing that itself. Now, becoming an MVP cannot be done overnight. Okay, it takes years itself. Yeah, but first thing, if you work on the 6 areas, when I mentioned bit by bit, you will be able to earn a place, in the heart of these people. Yeah, and in Chinese, when I say be an MVP, right? 先做人后做事. That means you must know how to behave. You must know how to be somebody that is very likable. People, people like you as a colleague. People like you in a team. Yeah. So that's. Yep. Hopefully
Okay.
that is the.
So sometimes it may not.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes it may not be really about offering a direct solution, especially if you are new to the role and you're still trying to figure things out. But like what Terence say, it's about being a supportive colleague. They may have already the solution. You could be supportive in helping them to execute the solution. Yep. And sometimes it's quite interesting because when you talk about solutioning to problems, people who are in the problem sometimes have their own blind spots. So actually, it's a gift that you are new to the team. You may actually offer them very fresh perspectives that they have never thought before, and that's how you can contribute as a new team member as well. Yeah. Terence, just now we were talking about we were talking about 2 topics. So one is about in times of crisis like this. First is of course try to stay employed, with your current employer. Yep. But of course, in the worst case scenario where you need to let go, then of course you need to know how to stay employable. Yeah. So let me ask this question while our viewers are still thinking of what questions to ask. So we always say that there's opportunity in every crisis. Yeah. So if I'm an employee now, what should I be doing during this downtime to prepare myself?
Okay. I don't want to sound like a broken record. Okay. And I don't want to sound like that I'm actually regurgitating what our government has been saying, because now in times like this in recession, right, it is time for you to invest in your own development, personal development. I mean, take up some course right now. I mean, you have a lot of time when you're working from home. Use your, let's say you have a SkillsFuture credit, for example, you use that and then you can go online course, or you can attend webinars, go and learn something. Now learn something, something that is new, something that's of interest to you, okay? And it doesn't really need to be related to job related. Okay, it can be something of a new interest, because the key here is to get yourself into the growth mindset mode, and then hopefully from there on you will actually find something to learn to pick up a skills. Now the thing here is that I've been observing. Based on my own experience, ever since 1998, or 2003, I realized that every recession, there are people who still refuse. Refuse to upgrade themselves. They give a lot of excuses. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you, and I'm going to be very blunt in such a way, okay, that nobody is going to take charge of your own career except you yourself. Because if you're not going to take charge of your own career and manage it well, somebody else is going to take charge, and the chances are you are not going to like it. Okay, I've seen a lot of people who are like that. Okay, they have been thinking that 9 to 6, I just do my work, get my salary, and then hopefully I don't get retrenched. Hopefully, okay, and I just want to do minimum, whatever that the boss, okay, and they refuse to. They have chances to upgrade themselves, but they refuse. When the boss say, okay, I'm going to send you for overseas training. No, boss, I don't want to go. I think you give it to another person. Yeah, there are people like that. I don't want to. I think that you need to go for some skills development. And then this person, I'm good enough already. What should I? Now that is a fixed mindset mentality. So at this point in time, if you can, okay, please take my advice. Spend time into investing in your own development, because I speak from my own experience. Okay, when I was a corporate executive, okay, I tried to apply for a certain course, certification course. I asked my HR manager, I said, will the company sponsor me this? Okay, and I'm willing to stay in the company for another year to sign a bond, and then hopefully whatever that I've learned, okay, in fact what I wanted was a career certification program. Okay, and I asked my HR first thing, just let my face say, what has it got to do with a job? If you are a good manager, you'll be very glad that your team member will come to you. Okay, the thing here, perhaps at that point in time, the manager felt that whatever that I'm doing wasn't related. Okay, but the thing is, never stop, never let other people stop you from learning. So when you're at a job itself right now, okay, or if you're independent, you need to still spend time in your own personal development, because that is the biggest investment. That's good ROI. Just every year itself, right? I will definitely take something or learn something, like certification related to my work coaching, and then there's something that's not related, which this year Kok Hwa and I went for Google Analytics course. Something that is really, not so much of soft skills, but it's something that I want to learn. Yeah. So the thing here I want to impress upon all of you is here, regardless of whether economy is up or down, invest in your own learning, because you have to, when you invest in your own learning, your value will go up. Okay, I would say the value will go up. There's a disclaimer, provided that you are able to market yourself in that sense. Because if today there are two candidates, okay, come to me, and one candidate, two candidates with the same qualification, okay, but candidate A and B, but candidate A, okay, has a lot of certification and still upgrading themselves during downtime, learn something, okay, and even though that it's not relevant to the work, okay, to me, I will value this person than the other who does nothing. Why? Because the mindset is there. Because this person believes in personal growth. Okay, yeah. But sad to say, I think I'm going to ruffle some feathers, but not all managers, leaders, or HR see it. But it doesn't matter, because as long as you see yourself, okay, are worthy, okay, invest in your own learning. Yeah.
So I think in a nutshell, we all need to take charge of our own career, our own development. The good old days of company looking after you, the good old days of an iron rice bowl has long passed. And to put it bluntly, I mean, if you want to remain employable, if you're starting to do it today, I think it's a bit too late lah. Staying employable should be a work in progress. Crises come and go, but staying employable need to be with you all the time. You need to constantly sharpen the saw. And being a close friend of Terence, I can see that in Terence. That's a very key trait of him. Lifelong learning. He's always taking new certifications, always sharpening the saw for himself. Yep. We have time for one last question. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I could see a few questions coming in. So we have time for one last question. Yep. So to viewers who have just joined us, we are now with Terence Chiew, who is the author of Most Valuable Professional. And our topic today is becoming a valuable professional in times of crisis. Okay. The last question comes from Shannon. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for joining us. His question is, what are the skill sets that can future-proof us in the VUCA world? Over to you, Terence.
Okay. So that is a very good question. In fact, now, if you were to ask me, okay, that question, what are the skills of the future world? Okay, if you were to look at the set of skills that they're being predicted by the World Economic Forum, there are certain skills, okay, that will are timeless skills. Okay, regardless. When I say timeless, that means in any kind of economy. If you are working for somebody, number one, okay, you need communication skills. Okay, you need communication skills. You need problem-solving skills, because companies hire you to solve problems, not to create more problems. If you create more problems, then you become a problem kid, and then they will show you the exit door, the exit sign. So it's the problem-solving, communication, okay, a negotiation, presentation, and analytical skills. So these are the ones that, and one more thing, very important, leadership. These are all timeless skills that if you are in a company, working for somebody, you will use these skills. If you are running your own business, okay, you will still need all these skills as well. Now, what are the skills that can actually help you, to move about? Okay, now there are people say, okay, coding, programming, but if you are not in the IT, you're not an IT expert, then you can still take up those as a form of like as an interest. But if you want to really get into moving forward, look at some of the skills, the soft skills that are able to be transferable. When we talk about skills, the skills can be portable in a sense. Okay, for example, selling skills. You're able to sell an idea, you're able to pitch. Okay, let's say you work for a startup. Okay, you're good in presenting, and you're able to help the new startup, to pitch an idea to an investor. Okay, so that is a presentation skill. Now, if you are good in analyzing problems, able to come up with some problem solving concepts, okay, or metrics, this and that, then you are able to help your team members, to come up with the solution as much as fastest. I mean, as much as you can. Yeah. So there are no skills that are like can guarantee you a job, but I would say that there are skills that from my own observation in the past, I mean, since the late 90s, the recession until now, the certain skills that you need to have would be in, strategic thinking skills, problem solving. I mean, based on my understanding from some of my clients, who are in the senior leaders in the management, they are able to think strategically and they are able to solve complex problems. Not simple problem, but complex problem. Yeah, and they're able to concise that. Yeah, not many people are able to do that, but if you're able to have all these set of skills, then you'll be valuable already. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Terence. Yep. My own personal observation is that I think it's a fact that we're all living in an increasingly digital world. We were talking a lot about data and analytics and stuff like this. I fully agree with Terence that, if coding is not your cup of tea, there's no point you jump into the bandwagon and try to pick up coding skills. But I do think that having a computational thinking skill is very important right now.
Yeah.
Being able to know how does algorithm work, and how can you, if given a problem, how do you think in a way that you can solve it using digital solution? I think that's important as well, but not so much of the nuts and bolts of coding, unless you're really interested in it. All right. So thank you very much for all those who have joined us. Just join us. Welcome, Grace. Welcome, Lily. Yep. We are interviewing Terence, who is the author of Most Valuable Professional. We're almost coming to the end of our session. Yep. So for all those who have posed questions just now, even if we did not manage to answer your question, you will qualify for the lucky draw. So 3 of you will walk away with a copy of the book Most Valuable Professional. After lucky draw, I will contact you all separately over Facebook. Yeah. Before we end, I know there are questions, but we don't have the time to share all the questions. So if you want to reach out to Terence, I'm sharing his contact details now. You can reach him through email, LinkedIn, or on his website as well. So if you're seeing this, please take a photo. Yep. And then before we end, okay, Terence has a course for those who are interested to become highly employable, regardless of trends, timing, or market conditions. Yep. So you will see on this slide, he also has a QR code. If you're interested in that, please whip out your mobile phone, scan the QR code, or you can take a photo as well. All right. So this is a crash course that I think it's very timely that Terence is offering this to help many of our viewers who may be feeling very anxious about their job right now, and you need to really stay employable. Okay. A quick announcement, our AMA episode 4 is happening next Thursday at 8 p.m. We are inviting none other than Colin Xiao. Colin is the author of The Systematic Trader. Okay, so if you have any questions on the topic of investing in times of crisis, yeah, people often say that during crisis is the best time to look into investment, right? So if you have any questions, you can ask Colin Xiao, and we are coming on Facebook Live next Thursday at 8 p.m. Okay, so that's for next week. So before we end, thank you very much. Thanks for all your time. Please leave us your comment in the comment box. I would deeply appreciate that. Help us to share this video so that your friends can watch the replay, even if they miss the live version. Help us to like, encourage us so that I can continue to curate and invite more guest authors to be with us on this AMA series. And lastly, if you'd like to support local authors, you can check out our website at www.candidcreation.com. We have an online bookshop there. You can place your order for the book. Just bear in mind, due to circuit breaker, we may not be able to get the book that quickly to you, but we do try to do that once a week. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for your time with us. Thank you, Terence, for spending your precious time to share your insights and perspectives. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Good night and stay safe, stay healthy. All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.